Samurai Warriors was an excellent development of the Musou formula that brought with it a range of improvements to the genre that have lasted to this day. But the game also had a handful of negative quirks that really kept the game from being the best it could be. Its expansion pack Samurai Warriors Xtreme Legends brought a handful of additional features to the game. But how did this enhance the base game? How does the game hold up now? And if you don't have an original copy of Samurai Warriors lying around, is this worth playing as a standalone title? Let's find out. The Xtreme Legends expansion content for Samurai Warriors released 7 months after the initial game, exclusively for the PlayStation 2. The game can be remixed into the original game, where all content of both games can be experienced together or played by itself as a standalone expansion. The expansion comes with 4 new characters that each have their own story modes, and overall are a really nice mix. These include Honda Tadakatsu, a samurai under Tokugawa Ieyasu, Ina, the daughter of Tadakatsu, Imagawa Yoshimoto, one of the 4 major daimyo of the Sengoku era, and Toyotomi Hideyoshi, one of the 3 great unifiers of Japan. Perhaps the biggest change to the original game in Samurai Warriors Xtreme Legends is the character progression. The growth system has been drastically overhauled here. Characters can now continue to be upgraded after reaching level 20, thereby allowing your tunes to be perfected. No longer do you have to play the game in a way that it considers to be the most optimal in order to maximize your growth potential. 9 new additional skills have also been added, and all skills can now be upgraded to a 4th level. Plus, all characters can now learn all potential skills instead of a limited predefined set, with the only exception being the ninja's double jump skill for non-ninja and the break skill. For me personally, this change alone really makes the expansion worth checking out if you're looking to play the game on the highest difficulties. There's also a new host of subtle small changes that add up to make the original game just a better experience overall. 2 new difficulties have been added, including Novice and Chaos modes. Additionally, enemies no longer scale to your character's level, meaning it is easier to feel the effects of your character's progression in the game. A marker for your horse now also appears on the minimap, so you don't have to worry about losing it any longer. There have also been subtle tweaks to the multiplayer, such as allowing the option to decide whether both players share a Musou bar or have their own independent ones. There have also been a few visual tweaks, well, sorta. Castles have been improved, with not only more visual variety, but also wholly new mechanics. Castles now have built-in strongholds that serve as enemy spawn points. These can be destroyed by shooting arrows at targets above the strongholds in order to seal them. Although just a minor tweak, the increased graphical variety was definitely appreciated, and the introduction of strongholds allowed for more utility for the bow and arrows in general. There's also one completely new stage known as Komaki Nagahute, which has many visual enhancements not found in the original game. Most notably, the color palette is considerably more bright than the drab browns and grays found in most of the original game's other stages, which really breaks up the monotony and helps to show how great looking of a game Samurai Warriors was when it first released. I don't dislike the more neutral colors of the original game stages, especially considering the serious and depressing tone Samurai Warriors had, but seeing more primary colors is a really refreshing touch. Unfortunately, not all the additions are as great. In general, all the new story modes introduced in Xtreme Legends lean towards being a little too subpar. Omega Force has historically reused assets and stages in their Xtreme Legends lineup, usually with unhistorical stories that seem to have been pieced together poorly at the last minute. In the case of characters like Yoshimoto, there is substantial historical information that could have been pulled from to make a truly impressive new set of content, including new interesting Sengoku lore and stages for the Samurai Warriors line. Instead, we have this guy. I hate how Yoshimoto is portrayed in the original Samurai Warriors. I didn't even miss the guy when he randomly disappeared from the series for a few years. Historically, Imagawa Yoshimoto was a major daimyo of the Sengoku era, and as such could have been written as a formidable opponent to the Oda clan. The only Samurai Warriors game to do the character justice in my opinion is Samurai Warriors 5. I won't give spoilers in case someone is interested in seeing the story for themselves, but in Samurai Warriors Xtreme Legends, Yoshimoto is a lucky, gullible idiot that somehow manages to be used by everybody, yet still turn out okay somehow in the end. And just to add insult to injury, his moveset sucks. Shame on you, Omega Force.
It's our last chance to change the tide.
Although the other new characters also have lackluster stories, at least the rest of them play very, very well. In fact, these are some of the most fun characters to play in Samurai Warriors 1. If I have to get one new garbage moveset to go along with 3 superb ones, I guess that's an okay trade-off. If I had anything else to add about the characters, I guess it would have been nice to see some of the other non-generic officers in Samurai Warriors 1 as playable characters in the expansion, such as Tokugawa Ieyasu or Nagamasa, Fortunately, we wouldn't have to wait too long for these guys and several others, with them fully playable in Samurai Warriors 2. And the 4 characters we had were more than enough to keep me happy when the game initially released. There's also a handful of extras added to Samurai Warriors Xtreme Legends. A new archive section has been added to the game, where you can read more about the characters and the battles of the Sengoku period of Japan. 6 new equipable items were also added to the game, with some standouts such as the ninja suit, which nullifies damage from traps inside of castles, and the golden rune, which causes elemental attacks to always occur for your character. Another major bonus is the implementation of a new set of 6th level ultimate weapons. These look amazing and are a blast to use, and are somewhat necessary to play the game on Chaos difficulty adequately. If you do have trouble unlocking these on Chaos difficulty, a new bonus point system has been also implemented into the game, where you can earn points by beating stages, which can then be spent on various things, such as allowing these ultimate weapons to be unlocked on a much more simple hard difficulty. Other bonuses that can be unlocked include alternate costumes, voice galleries, the ability to level your characters past their initial level cap, and even change the save icon on your PlayStation memory card. It's pretty neat. A new survival mode called Gold Rush is also added, where you try to acquire as much gold as possible. If you're able to reach the exit before the time runs out, you're able to use the Armory, a location that allows you to upgrade your weapons and items. It's a nice new mode that gives a bit more variety to the game. If that wasn't enough, there's also 3 new versus stages, including Duel, where you and a friend can participate in a one-on-one fight, Sumo, where you control one of 4 unique strike ninja and try and force as many enemies out of the ring as possible, and Gatekeeper, where you attempt to defend a base from enemy intrusion. I found all these modes really fun to play, perhaps surprisingly, especially the Sumo stage. These are really what the challenge mode stages should have always been in my opinion. You don't even need a second player to experience them, as bot matches are available in Xtreme Legends Samurai Warriors 1. Samurai Warriors Xtreme Legends was only released on the PlayStation 2, and is a pretty cheap game nowadays. It offered hundreds of hours of content for me when it first released, that despite a few shortcomings in the story department, has aged quite well. If you played the original game and are looking to add additional content, I wholeheartedly recommend giving Samurai Warriors Xtreme Legends a shot even nowadays. If you don't have access to the base Samurai Warriors game and are just interested in seeing the new content, maybe you only have access to the Xbox version of the original or something, it's a bit more of a mixed bag. I'd probably say to skip the expansion and just focus on the original game and maybe Samurai Warriors 2, but it's really up to you. Thanks for tuning into my review of Samurai Warriors Xtreme Legends. For gameplay of Samurai Warriors and other Musou games, check out my other channel, Jay Plays Archives, where I chronicle all the gameplay you see in my reviews. I'll leave a link in the description below. Also, if you like this video, be sure to drop a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more retrospective reviews of the Musou series. Let me know your favorite moments from Dynasty Warriors or other Musou games in the comments below.